Firstly, thank you all for taking the time out of the conference to come and have this chat with us.
Our pleasure.
If I can ask you all to just introduce yourselves, so obviously your name, your firm name, your position within the group, and most importantly your position within the steering committees of the group.
My name is Subramanian Pillai. I'm from Singapore. I'm a partner with the firm of Colin NG Partners, and my area of specialization is dispute resolution and arbitration, and I am a member of the Dispute Resolution Committee with the IR Network.
My name's Tim Kelly. I'm a partner at the law firm of Fitzpatrick Cella, Harper Scinto in New York City. We are a specialized intellectual property firm that focuses on patents, trademarks, other intellectual property issues. And I am a member of IR and a member of the steering committee with respect to intellectual property.
I'm Sonke Lund. I'm a partner of Monareo and Maya Marinello in Barcelona, Spain. We are a full practice firm in Spain, and my specialty is business transactions, or are the business transactions, which is referring to IP too, and distribution, regulatory affairs, antitrust, and international sales. I'm a member of the steering committee of the Dealmakers of IR, and of course I'm a member of IR, and I'm happy to be here.
Well, see, the steering committee is quite a new initiative that IR have come up with. It's something we've only recently introduced. So obviously you're all part of the steering committees, and you're the leader of those steering committees independently. So what are your initial impressions on the steering committee and the way that they're working?
My initial impressions are that it is a good start for the IR network. My thinking is that the world has become quite borderless over the years since I started practice 20 years ago, and it has become more of a global village. And IR is a testament to the fact that we are living in a world without borders. Transactions happen between various countries or individuals or organizations in various jurisdictions. And by bringing all the professionals in various jurisdictions together and to create interaction, encourage interaction, and to work together is what I think is a good thing with the steering committees and with IR.
And just to build on that, what Subra said, I think it's important too with respect to the different disciplines. Certainly the world is getting smaller, and there are there's more of a need for attorneys and other professionals in various jurisdictions to communicate with, on behalf of their clients, attorneys and similar professionals in other parts of the world, but not only in one particular area that they may have expertise in, but areas outside of their specific expertise. For me, intellectual property, looking to other folks around the world for real estate or for deal making or dispute resolution. It's important to have those connections, and I think that's one of the things that the IR committees have sort of brought together, is the ability to organize and sort of say, okay, now we've got a group that focuses on dispute resolution, or a group that focuses on deal making, and within that group there are a number of people in various jurisdictions that you can call on. I think that's an important aspect of it.
I agree completely, and from my point of view, IR is planning to do, or is starting to do, something very important, which is somehow participating or giving us incentive in changing or opening our mind that we are not only the classical lawyers as we have been in the beginning when we started with our careers, because we are sitting here who started 20 years ago, so did I, and now the business is changing. Now we have to have our international relations, we need referrals abroad, we need international referrals, because our clients are asking for international referrals, and they're asking for niche referrals too. It's not only that we need a lawyer in Singapore or in New York, we need an IP lawyer in New York. Can you tell us? Do you have somebody which has experience and is good enough for us? So, and then we need this, and we need to rely on our referrals, and we need to know them. And I think this platform, which is created now by international referral, is a very important tool and a very interesting tool where we can do things and work together Not only for us, because we are business lawyers, but that means that we are making business, and we are making business not only for our clients, we are making business with our clients. So, and we are trying to bring them business too. This is our first aim, I think, from now on.
Part of what you said is very important in that we have the ability through international referral to recommend to clients, lawyers and other professionals who are at a certain level, people that they can trust, they can rely on, because that's really our recommendation to a particular client is important, because that's what they're going to build that relationship on in the next with the next lawyer. And if we give them a recommendation that they're not happy with, that's going to reflect poorly on us. Right. So I think it's important that we have something like international referral, where you can have a group of attorneys that are and other professionals that are trusted and that can be relied on by clients.
Just following up on that, I think my view is that the success of the steering committees one day would depend on where we develop the system to an extent where, let's say, a client comes to me and says, look, I want to know whether there is a lawyer who can assist me with a matter in New York. And the first thing I do, I think of Tim. Or in Barcelona, I think of Sonke, right? And that would be an achievement. That would be an achievement that the IR network would bring to the members. Because the moment you think of a lawyer in a particular jurisdiction, you think of an IR member to go to first and foremost, before you go to any other lawyer. And that, if we can develop to that extent, and I think that would be a real success for the IR network.
Yeah,
that's right. And then one thing perhaps that I noticed that we're working this on that now, is, and what distinguishes IR from other networks, because there are a lot of networks and they're useful or not useful, is that we are trying to work together and to find the way how we may refer even better, and how we can find our ways of referral, and how we can develop our business. So, well, we're looking for hot topics. Where is business coming up? In which countries? In which areas? In which business? There are a lot of things coming up, and we don't know. We cannot know on our own, and we need these dialogue with our colleagues, which is very important.
Because the clients know, because they're facing these issues on a regular basis.
But sometimes they don't even know, and they want us to tell them what's going on. Yeah. So where's the business? Is there any legal issue which may be interesting for us? So is there some tax issue, some labor issue where we can spend money or where we can save money? And is there anything interesting or anything in financing instruments in some other country or internationally or whatever? So this is very interesting.
And obviously the steering committees are going to be very heavily involved moving forward with the progression of the group. Obviously it's your ideas, as it is all our members, it's your ideas that drive our group and will continue to make our international referral and IR better. So what are your thoughts on the future progression and how that's going to help our other members within the group?
Well, my thoughts on that is to see how best we can develop greater interaction with our members in the different fields, whether it's dispute resolution or intellectual property or business, right? To create greater interaction, maybe and how the IR organization as a whole can help to do that. So, for example, thoughts like creating a directory of members, right, with specializations, right, and so that we know that if we need help in a particular jurisdiction or one of our clients require help in a particular jurisdiction, we know exactly where to go to, right? We have a directory on that. Secondly, of course, is to interact with other members from other jurisdictions by maybe one of the thoughts that I had was to create a kind of an update, a legal update, online update, where members can share developments in their respective jurisdictions, right? Whether it's to do with dispute resolution, IP, or business, or corporate work, right? So that we all become more knowledgeable in the sense that what's happening in other jurisdictions in relation to certain aspects that may affect our respective clients. So these are two of the ideas that I've come up attending this conference so far.
Well, and just again to build on that, I think it's the actual personal interaction with the various members and the people on the various teams, whether it be IP or dispute resolution, to be able to get together. And certainly it's great to be able to get together at these functions that happen a couple of times a year, but I think maybe increasing that a little bit by conference calls or video conferences, something where you can actually get together and try and focus on, maybe it's certain issues, maybe it's putting together some sort of update, but to have more of a more than just once a year or twice a year type of get-together, so that hopefully you can further develop the relationships that way and build the team, whether it's IP again or business, real estate, etc.
Well, putting on my last comment, well, I agree with you. These are very interesting things we should do. But what I think is also that we have to open this closed circle of lawyers and accountants, let's say, and to invite even more people to, even if it's only to listen to us or to dialogue, in order to find out what their fears or initiatives or thoughts are about business, about lawyers. Because what we have the problem that we don't know always what the clients want from us. What is the approach? What is the economic approach? Are they happy with our economic ideas of fees or whatever, which is important for us to know, because as far as I have experience in other networks and other groups, we are always we tend to close our groups and to have just inner discussions about legal stuff and business and firm management or whatever. But we have to approach the client, which is our business. And so from my point of view is that we have to work on ideas, how we can do that, how we can go together to the client, without losing our own identity. Of course, we are not in kind of a franchise system or whatever, but we have to do that. We have developed together business models as lawyers, because we are in a very interesting moment. There's a lot of change of parameters now.
And finally, just a very open question. What would your comments be to someone who came to you asking your recommendation on IR, who's possibly considering joining the group?
Well, I will very much recommend that person to join IR, because from my experience, we joined IR this year, and so far it has been a very promising and a very good introduction to lawyers from various jurisdictions. I had the opportunity to meet several lawyers from various jurisdictions yesterday during the cocktail reception, and I was very happy and pleased to do that. And I think it provides a wonderful opportunity, the IR network, not only for lawyers but also accountants. And I think, like what Sonke was saying, there's also opportunity to include maybe other professionals as we go along, right, who are able to provide support to the legal and accountancy professionals. And I think if someone does come to me and says, well, would you recommend joining IR, I'll certainly do that. Very happy to do that.
No, I agree. I think it's certainly a good organization. I think one of the things that's most impressive to me is the enthusiasm that the leadership of the organization has always expressed at these various functions that they've held. But I think what I would tell somebody coming to me would be that it's a great organization, but you have to put something into it to get something out of it. And you have to go to the conferences, you have to make the effort to meet people and talk to people and become part of the group as opposed to an attendee, for example.
Yeah, that's I agree with both of you. I would always recommend, and I do already, people asking me, do you know networks or portals where we can, or platforms where we can or we could participate, and I refer directly to IR frequently and say, well, this is very interesting for international lawyers, as to know people and to exchange experience and knowledge. And it's a very, well, it's socially said, it's very important too. It seems to be a very coherent group. These meetings are very nice. They're friendly. We have a good contact. Everybody is quite relaxed, which is important. And it is for the moment not too big. So I would always say join the group. But you have, as you said, Tim, you have to bring in things. If not, it's not worth to do it. It's as always. Right?
Thank you for your comments, and again, thank you for taking the time out to the conference to come and have a chat with us, and I will let you return.
Thanks.
Thank you for the good job. Thank you.